All right, let's talk about a new tool from the AI company Anthropic that could, and I mean really could, completely change how you use your web browser. We're going to break down what this thing is, how it works, and most importantly, why it really matters. I want you to just imagine this for a second. What if you could tell your browser, hey, summarize these 10 articles for me, or compare these 3 products, or even fill out a super complicated order form, and it just does it? That's the future these new AI tools are promising, and it might be closer than you think. So, what has Anthropic actually built here? Well, it's a new spin on a concept you're probably going to be hearing a whole lot more about: the AI agent. So, at its core, we're talking about an AI agent. Now, think of it less like a chatbot where you just ask it questions. This is more like a personal assistant that can actually click buttons, fill in forms, and navigate websites for you, all based on simple commands you give it. And that brings us to the main event, a brand new Chrome extension from Anthropic that's called simply Claude for Chrome. It's designed to be exactly that, an AI copilot that lives right inside your browser, ready to go. And getting it to work, it's supposed to be incredibly simple. You just pop open Claude in a side panel, you type a command like you're talking to a person, and then Claude gets to work on the main web page, doing the task for you. Okay, but here's where this thing gets really powerful. It isn't just looking at one page at a time. It can actually look across all of your open tabs, and that gives it context. It helps it understand what you're trying to achieve, which is absolutely crucial for those more complex jobs. Now, before you get too excited and rush off to download it, there are a couple of pretty big catches. First off, this initial pilot program is extremely limited. We're talking access is only being rolled out to just 1,000 users. That's it. And the second catch? Well, those lucky 1,000 users need to be subscribed to Anthropic's top-tier Max plan, which, yeah, that costs between $100 and $200 a month. So for now, this is a very premium and very experimental piece of tech. Okay, so this launch isn't just happening in a vacuum. It's actually the latest shot fired in what's quickly becoming a high-stakes battle for control of your web browser. And this quote really just nails it. The browser is our main gateway to the internet, right? So AI companies are realizing that whoever manages to embed their AI right there, well, they gain a massive, massive advantage. And the players are already lining up. You've got Anthropic with Claude for Chrome, Perplexity with its tool Comet, Google is obviously weaving Gemini deeper into its browser, and there are even rumors that OpenAI is building its very own browser from the ground up. This is a full-on arms race. And, the timing here could not be more critical. A federal judge is expected to rule soon on whether Google has to spin off its Chrome browser because of an antitrust case. If that happens, it could suddenly blow the entire market wide open, making this fight for browser dominance even crazier. The amount of money at stake here is just staggering. To give you an idea, Perplexity recently said that if Chrome were spun off, they'd offer to buy it for $34.5 billion. That's how valuable this territory is. But as you can probably guess, with all of this incredible new power comes a whole new set of pretty serious potential dangers. Which all leads to the one critical question. Handing over the keys to your browser is a huge leap of faith, right? How can we be sure that these powerful new AI agents can actually be trusted? So, the main threat that everyone's worried about is something called a prompt injection attack. Now, in simple terms, this is when a malicious website hides invisible instructions that can hijack the AI agent. It basically tricks it into doing something you never wanted it to do, like sending your personal data to a hacker. And listen, this isn't just some theoretical what-if problem. Researchers at the browser company Brave recently found this exact type of flaw in Perplexity's Comet browser. Now, they did patch it, but it proves that these vulnerabilities are very, very real. So, knowing these risks are out there, what is Anthropic actually doing about it? Well, they claim to be building in safety right from the very beginning. Anthropic has been pretty public about its focus on AI safety from day one, and they say they're building that same philosophy directly into Claude for Chrome to try and get ahead of these problems. And here are some of these specific guardrails they've apparently put in place. By default, the agent is blocked from even accessing sensitive sites, like your online banking portal. It also forces you to give explicit one-time permission for any high-risk actions, like, say, making a purchase. And maybe most importantly, they claim their internal tests have already cut the success rate of those prompt injection attacks by more than half. So, after all that, what does this all mean for how we're all going to be using the internet in, say, a few years? You know, what's really fascinating here is just the sheer speed of this evolution. Just last year, Anthropic was testing a desktop controlling agent that reviewers basically described as slow and clunky. Now, just a year later, we have a much more capable, much more smoothly integrated agent living right in the browser. The tech is advancing incredibly fast. And what this all really points to is a fundamental shift. These AI assistants are moving away from being separate apps that we have to open, and they're becoming these deeply embedded co-pilots for pretty much everything we do online. Which leaves us with the big, final question. Is this kind of seamless integration the natural, exciting next step for our digital lives? Or are we moving too fast, creating security risks that are just too great for the average person to handle? The new browser wars have officially begun, and that's the trade-off that sits at the very heart of it all.